Alright, what is good, ladies and gentlemen? It is the Mass Reviewer back again with another review. I know it's been quite a bit. It's been 3 or 4 days. It is because I had nothing to review in the time. And I've been binging though. I'm almost done with Sopranos, so I'm going to hopefully get a review for that out soon when I ultimately finish it. And yeah, it's a lot of stuff in the works, let's just say that. Another thing, I got some new sunglasses. That is right, I got an upgrade. The old ones, one of them had a lens that kept falling out, and so I got some new ones. So yeah, main subject of the video, we are reviewing Independence Day. It is actually July 4th today, and so yeah, it's pretty fitting. So let's get into it. Also, actually, one more thing before, in general, I thought in the last few videos, the flow of the videos, they felt kind of off. What I'm going to try to do is that I'm going to try to start off with the reviews like a bit more, I guess, free flow for at least the first few sections. So it's like, if I feel like talking about the plot first, I'll talk about the plot first. And if I feel like talking about the characters first, then I'll talk about the characters first, or I'll do like a mix of both. So yeah, so with that said, my background, I never watched Independence Day. This is the first time viewing for me. And yeah, so let's just get into it with the plot. So this is basically about aliens. They come to Earth and they are taking over. They end up going to New York and they blow up the entire city. Some other cities also get blown up, and you got basically kind of 3 main characters, which is Jeff Goldblum's character, who's like this really smart scientist, not scientist guy, but like this really smart kind of hacker guy. You have Will Smith's character, who's like this army soldier, and you have Bill Pullman's character. Bill Pullman, great actor, by the way. Loved him in Spaceballs. And he was in this, so he played the president. So yeah, those 3 main characters, they're kind of all, they start off in like with their own plots kind of going on, and then eventually they all end up intersecting their plots. Specifically, Bill Pullman's character and Jeff Goldblum's character, they interact earlier than their characters interact in comparison to Will Smith's character. And yeah, the movie is basically just humanity trying to fight against aliens. And yeah, so in terms of the characters, you have Bill Pullman as the president. I think he was great. Will Smith as Captain Steve Hiller, also once again great. David Levinson, played by Jeff Goldblum, also great. All the characters, I would probably give, like, I was actually thinking about characters. A lot of the flaws in most of the reviews I've been giving up to this point for the characters, it's basically, I've been saying like they don't get utilized much, and I realize it's not really a good metric to like rate characters badly, because they're in all masterpieces, there are like characters that end up being underutilized. So I'm just gonna try to basically rate characters where it's like I'm gonna try to put less emphasis on like if a character was underutilized or something like that. Like if they're kind of meant to be just a side character or something, then I'm going to try to put less emphasis on if they didn't play like a huge role or anything. So Russell Case as like the crazy guy that he said like he was abducted by aliens 10 years ago, and then he ultimately ends up redeeming himself by saving all of humanity with his sacrifice. He was also good. You have, who else do you have? You have David's father, which was, his name was Julius. He was also very good. Pretty much all the characters. Anyone in particular that I feel like talking about? Let's see. I thought Dr. Brackish Oaken, he was like the doctor guy, the scientist that ended up working with aliens, and then he ended up not working with them. Well, yeah, working with them, and then he ended up dying because he got taken over by an alien. His character, I thought was a bit like underutilized. I felt like they could have done more with him. And I didn't really like Albert Nimzicki. He was like the head of security for the president, and then it's like he kind of had this whole thing where it's like he was against revealing information to the president, and he didn't want the president to go through with like his plans to stop the aliens from taking over the Earth. And so it's like he kind of like, he was just like in opposition for no reason, and then like towards the end he just like gets fired, and that's it with his character. So yeah, I don't know, I didn't really care for his character at all. Other than that, you do have General William Gray, who is played by Robert Loggia, who is the same actor that is in Sopranos. He plays Peach in Sopranos, which I'm watching now, so that is cool. Yeah, other than that, there is no one really too important to mention other than them. So yeah, also, yeah, actually you do have also Will Smith's love interest, Jasmine. That's her character in the movie. She was good. You also have the president's wife. She ends up dying. Good moment with that. And you have also David's Jeff Goldblum's character's love interest. So yeah, all the characters are, I would probably give in total a 8 out of 10. I thought they were all great. I thought that everyone did a good job in the role with a few minor exceptions that I mentioned. So 8 out of 10 I would give. In terms of the plot, I'm going to give this I would give it an 8.5, I think. I think it was an amazing plot. I thought that the whole alien invasion stuff, it worked really well. I thought that the whole, like, at the start of the movie, you have the actual beginning of it, where it's like the first 40 minutes, it's like a build up to the actual attack of the aliens, which I thought was well done. And then the rest of the movie is like, okay, how do we fight this back? And then they pretty much end up losing all hope until eventually Jeff Goldblum's character gets the idea, like, wait, what if we can, like, put a virus into their system, and then, like, we can fight against that. And then even towards the end, it's like they still have to pull it off and stuff. So the entire way through, I thought the plot was amazing. I would give it like an 8.5, honestly, 8.5 to a 9, but I'm gonna probably say 8.5. After that, we got the setting. You do see New York, a lot of air scenes. You see a bunch of cities get destroyed and stuff, the White House and stuff. I'll give all the settings, I'll say very good. They were very good settings. You did get some nice areas, especially in the sky with the spaceships and stuff. The space scenes where Jeff Goldblum's character and Will Smith's character, they end up getting into the alien spacecraft. That was, I guess, nice to see and stuff. The settings I'll give just 7.5, I think, very good. In terms of the action, I will give it probably most of the action is just like basically fighting off the aliens and stuff, which I'll give like I guess also the flying scenes, which were all cool, so I'll give like a 7 out of 10. It's pretty good action. It's like cool to see the fights, the dog fights with the alien ships and shooting at the mothership, and then there's the force fields and stuff. All that's cool. In terms of a disaster movie, I would give this probably I would say 8 out of 10, I would say. I thought it was great. I thought that there's kind of, it's not a disaster movie in the sense of like actual destruction. In terms of the destruction scenes, there's only really like one scene, like at the 40-minute mark, where it's like the aliens actually, they end up attacking, and then the entire city blows up, which is a very good scene. Besides that, you do have the alien ships crashing and stuff. That was cool. So in terms of a disaster movie, I'm gonna say probably like a 7.5 to an 8. It's between like very good and great. And I'll give it I would say 8 out of 10. Yeah, I'll be generous. I'll say 8 out of 10. I thought it was a great disaster film. In terms of sci-fi, I'm pretty much just like going off of how much did I like the sci-fi elements, in this case, the aliens and stuff. And I did like the aliens. I thought that the designs for them were, I guess, pretty good. I thought the designs were, I guess, suiting for the villains and stuff. I did like how it's like they even tried to reason with the aliens in the movie. Bill Pullman's character, and then when they realize like no, they're just here to kill us. We can't reason with them. Like they're locusts. They just want to take our resources. And yeah, I thought that the alien stuff was cool. The force fields and stuff. And I will give it a 7.5. I thought it was very good, I would say. Yeah. The suspense, I will give an 8.5, I would say. I thought the suspense was amazing. I thought that it really worked well. There were many moments throughout the movie where I was just thinking like, okay, how are they gonna end up getting out of this, with like when they shoot at the spaceship at the start, and then they realize that there's a force field, and then Will Smith's character is like getting shot at and stuff. At the end with where it's like they run out of missiles, and then Russell's character, he has to end up sacrificing himself. I thought that throughout the whole thing, the suspense was very good. Even when the alien attacks, and it's like everyone's trying to get out and stuff, and you're wondering like how are they going to end up defeating this thing. I thought that the suspense, it worked well. 8.5 I would give it. In terms of the worst thing, really just nothing like in particularly is bad, I would say, but I didn't like Nimzicki's character. Like I don't know, he stuck out as like a weird decision to just have in the movie, where it's like you have this director that's just withholding information, and is just, like, he seemed like he was gonna end up being like, I don't know, he was gonna try to sabotage them somehow, but obviously he didn't, because why the hell would he? That would be even more stupid than just the poor use of his character. So just his character I didn't really like. I would give it like a 4.5, not good for his character, I would say. Other than that, the best thing I would say is really the last like 20 minutes, just when you have like this final, like, okay, this is the plan, this is how we're going to do it, and then just pulling off the final plan where you have Will Smith and Jeff Goldblum's character, they have to go to the mothership, and all the fighter pilots, they're fighting off the aliens and stuff, and like the hope you feel, like the speech that Bill Pullman gives, a very patriotic speech of like, we're fighting, like years ago we fought for like our independence and stuff, now we're fighting for like our right to live and exist and stuff. I thought that was great. The I'm back scene, like the final line that Russell says, very soothing. I felt like he wasn't like a big character throughout the whole movie, but like he was like the civilian of the whole thing, and then he ended up getting his moment to shine, which I thought was very good. So in terms of the best thing, I'm just going to give it to the entire last, the ending. I'm just going to say the ending was my favorite in my opinion, and I will give it a I'll give it a 8.5 to a 9, and I will be generous and give it a 9. I will say it was incredible, the ending. Yeah, so that is yeah, any extra notes I have? Not really. So I am going to do the calculations. So okay, so I ended up changing one of the scores. I decided that the worst thing being Nim Zicky's character. Ultimately, I wouldn't give it not good. I would just say like 5. Ultimately, it didn't like end up ruining the film or anything. It didn't end up taking anything away from it, so I just gave it a 5. Anyway, so with that said, all the calculations in total, it ends up coming out to a 7.5, about somewhere in that range. So I would probably give it higher. I would probably say this was honestly between an 8 to an 8.5. I would say this was a great film to an amazing film. And you know what, just because it's Independence Day, I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give it an 8.5. I thought that the film was amazing. I thought that it was, yeah, all the stuff that I mentioned in this review, just overall, very good, great watch. And if you want a disaster film and it's Independence Day today, I recommend you give it a watch if you haven't seen it. And if you have seen it, then, you know, rewatch it, I would say. Yeah, with that said, that is pretty much all there is to it. So happy Independence Day, and let's leave it at that.